Hey friends, it's Games here. And I'm here today because I believe in the power of manifestation. I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in speaking things into the world and then those words having power and changing your material reality. I'm here because my Twitter algorithm has made some assumptions about who I am as a person that cannot continue, and I don't want to see any posts belonging to the following four categories anymore. I can't do it. No puedo. No más. Por favor. Ya, por favor. I don't even speak Spanish. But you know what I don't speak Spanish. I love Spanish reality television, and I feel like the ways in which they express being at the brink, are very, like, I connect deeply with that. So if a little bit of Spanish slips out, I'm sorry I can't roll my R's. I'm sorry I don't speak the language. But no puedo no más. Por favor. Gracias. Okay. We begin with lesbians. Twitter, I'm a bisexual. I'm not a lesbian. I love lesbians. I can't look at any more lesbian discourse. Number one, I don't understand it. I like men too much. I'm sorry. And I'm not like that. There's no sort of moral. I think that, what I've heard from the lesbians is we've got to get away from attaching, moral weight, moral significance to attraction to men or lack thereof of attraction to men. So it's morally neutral that I'm attracted to men and lesbians aren't. But I there are certain things I don't understand, okay? I don't understand caring this much. And this is not happening today. This didn't happen today. But every 3 months it comes back up again. I don't understand caring this much about bisexual lesbians. If I were talking to bisexual lesbians, I'd probably say something along the lines of, "Girl, just drop the bisexual. It doesn't mean anything." I'll be the first, maybe I'll make a video about that, how bisexuality does not mean anything. Bisexuality is not a real experience. There are bisexuals, hello, I'm one again, not a real experience, because if anybody and everybody, if being bisexual can look like there are as many versions of bisexuality as there are of bisexuals, so therefore, what does it mean as a category? Does it have culture? It has history, sure, but have we become so diffuse as a community that it no longer has any meaning, this idea of a bisexual experience? I don't know. What I do know is that there's only there's only so much that I can invest of myself into protecting lesbians from slander online from other lesbians, that I just at this point have to give it up to God, and I don't want to see it anymore. The most recent example was this debate about the concept of a gold star lesbian. What is a gold star lesbian? Should we even be upholding that term? I think, like, the good righteous lesbians are saying no. Good righteous lesbians, I agree. It does feel like a bit odd to have all these thoughts about the sexual history of women. That feels like a bit misogynistic. It feels like a bit like, why don't you go build your own sexual history instead of talking until you run out of breath about the sexual history of people that you haven't met and that probably don't like you because you're a bit rude and a bit weird. Like a gold star, like, okay, sure. It seems a bit L word, and we're in 2026, so let's try to find something else we can be proud of. But discourse erupted, and I was trying to be engaged in the discourse, about these people that are very proud about being gold star lesbians, and these people are like, no, it's wrong, it's misogynistic, until I noticed that everybody that was advocating for being a gold star lesbian belongs to, they're just turfy lesies, okay? Turfy lesbians, okay? And, there's no I've come across this community for a while, and what happens is they're just gonna tweet the same sentence over and over again, and then sometimes that sentence will get, maybe like 20 views, no likes. 30 views, a couple likes, 2 comments or whatever. And then one day they tweet the same sentence, it blows up, and then we have discourse for days, and then everybody who's like going like, but you can't really believe that because, you know, you love women, so you can't have these sort of misogynistic, reductive beliefs, can you? And they just reply the same sentence over and over again. I don't know why. Please, lesbians, please, I beg you, 2026, stop arguing with the turfy lesbians, because this is not a conversation. They don't want to have a conversation. I don't even know if they're real people, because I can't imagine. These people are not, like, verified on Twitter. They're not getting paid to rage bait and engagement farm. I don't know what. They're not getting any money, any value from the fact that they just keep tweeting the same sentence. You just have to have, like, a lot of anger in your heart. It has to be that you have anger in your heart. It has to be that you're bored. It has to be that you don't have a job. I don't know what it is. It has to be like you're in between relationships right now. You're trying to figure yourself out. I don't know what it is. But I can no longer. I don't understand. No mas. I can't watch it anymore. I can't, because every time I see the same tweet. And it's like we're saying the same thing again and again and again and again. Aren't you tired? Aren't you realizing that there's no point? Your cortisol levels are through the roof. Arguing with the brick wall. Don't talk to turfy lesbians anymore, okay? Let them talk to themselves, okay? I think, like, I don't know what's going on over there, but the point of the matter is I can tap out of this war because I'm not a lesbian. And whenever lesbian discourse comes up, and this comes up, like, I think, like, months ago, it was about, like, lesbians watching BL aren't, I don't know. And I just have to realize that you have to put your own oxygen mask on first, and, you know, I can't do it anymore. I don't know why I was in the trenches for lesbians. I'm not a lesbian. And I love lesbians, and I don't want to have to mute the word lesbians on Twitter, because, you know, I want to know, like, where what's going on, sisters, and siblings, but I can't do that anymore. So, you know, for a little bit, I need to just stop seeing lesbian discourse. No mas, no more lesbian discourse. I have my little notes here. I believe that's all I have to say about lesbian discourse. Yeah. Okay. The next thing, Stranger Things. It's 2026. Why are we talking about Stranger Things in 2026? This was supposed to be like one of those network shows that just kind of, that starts off really popular, and then it's just still going on, and, like, people are like, is that still in the air? And they, you know, NBC, yeah, it's still in the air, and then we just leave it. I haven't seen the season of Stranger Things, I think, since season 3, and I don't say that, like, I'm above people. Like, I know how to spend my time, and, like, I only watch good art. I've been in a BL hole for the past 3 years. You know, I'm clearly not, you know, artistically superior to anyone on this planet. But, like, Stranger Things, like, I just, like, after a certain point, like, this is where, like, the beast of trend culture, I think, is actually, like, working. We gotta move on. We've gotta move on. I don't want to see anything else about Stranger Things. I think that probably we've all said everything that we've had to say about Stranger Things. I know it was kind of, the show went on for long, but, like, how many episodes are there total? Like, 36 episodes total? Or they're, like, 40 episodes total? Like, there can't be this much language that we're emitting about this show. I just, you know, Byler shipping. And this is just a warning, okay? I'm not trying to be rude. This is just a warning. If you bring Byler shipping into 2026 and your insurance company finds out, your prices are getting raised. Your premium is going up. I just want to make sure that you're aware of the risk you're taking by bringing Byler shipping into 2026. Did you actually, like, we're losing ancient texts about queer baiting, about, not even queer baiting, about, like, we just gotta be realistic about what boys are actually gonna kiss on our TV. And if you thought something was actually gonna happen between Will and Mike on Stranger Things, I'm not saying that it wouldn't have made sense. I'm just saying, like, if it was actually realistically gonna happen, and you spun, like, I don't know. I don't know what to say to Byler shippers. I don't really know. Again, I wasn't watching the last couple of seasons. I think I think I did see the last season. I didn't see this one. I don't know. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, again, I think the main point of resistance I have to it is it just, again, feels very 2016, and we're all the way here. It feels like a weird thing to have carried throughout. And then, you know, I've seen a couple of edits. Again, it's coming up on my Twitter. I don't want it to be there. And I'm like, no, it's not giving. I'm not seeing it. And I know how to see it when it's there. It's not there in that particular case. So, you know, let's just couch it. Some people were upset that they were playing Purple Rain. They called it a queer anthem. Again, I just don't think that I should be getting involved in this sort of discourse. I feel like having an opinion on this topic is useless. But if Prince represents any member of the LGBT community, Prince represents the L, okay? Prince represents loving women, okay? And wearing pantyhose at the same time. Gay, I don't know. I don't think that and I love Prince. Like, no. I'm in a different situation right now. I could have pulled out 2 vinyls, okay, that I own of Prince, okay? Love the man. No. That does not, Purple Rain would never be a Byler song? I don't know. I don't know what they wanted to happen there. Do you know who Prince, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I think the problem started when they started selling Purple Rain t-shirts at Walmart or at Target. I don't remember which one it is. I think that's where the problem started. And then everybody's just listening to that album. It's a good album. But if you listen to, like, if you watch his performance at American Bandstand, you know, you'll see that we're not looking at a gay man, we're looking at a lesbian. Although, again, oh my god, lesbians, again, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to put him over in your category because, you know, there were some, you know, lesbophobic comments made in that song about Bambi. But I think, and I did actually write, like a little, like, meandering essay about how maybe that the lyrics of that could be interpreted as like frustration that, you know, really runs throughout the entirety of Prince's work about this like inability to connect to women, and this feeling like there's a barrier between his connection to women that exists in like this feminine masculine divide, which he constantly tries to, you know, cross through his, you know, gender transgressions. I think there's something interesting to be talked about there. Turfy lesbians would not like any of that conversation, but, you know, I don't know. Again, that's something that I saw that annoyed me. No más, no puedo, no más. Por favor. Gracias. Okay, next up we're going to talk about Cat's Eye. Do I like Cat's Eye? I think that they are great dancers. Sometimes the outfits are very cute. You know, funny. You know, I see their live stream clips. I laugh. You know, I've got their songs on my playlists. And, you know, I you know, gnarly, that was a moment. Like, I can't deny that cultural moment. And, like, in my bio on Twitter, they are listed as one of my favorite girl groups. And I do, like, you know, I follow all them on Instagram. I think that, you know, they're very nice young ladies. And I watched Dream Academy. So I think that's where, like, my investment in the group began. I think I've been waiting for a long time for Cat's Eye to, like, give me everything that they could be giving. And I think that's because they're, like, right now really straddling these two worlds of, like, you know, K-pop or, like, you know, like, sort of, like, Eastern, sort of, you know, Western inspired pop acts. They're really straddling that line and, like, what's going to be marketable in doll form to children at the Walmart tie-in section. You know, like, I think that they're straddling this line in an awkward way and makes it, they're not really committing, and so everything doesn't really feel like one cohesive forward push. I'm not sure, like, why the songs that are being selected for them are selected for them all the time. Like, okay, I think that, why am I giving my thoughts on Cat's Eye? I'm talking about things I don't want to see anymore. I think that the newest EP was stronger than the previous one. I'm digressing. I say all that to say that I don't dislike Cat's Eye, and I have investment in their success, and I think, like, oftentimes they serve. What I want to stop doing is seeing people talk about Cat's Eye. Because this is another thing of, it was entertaining at first, like, I was interested at first, and then I just slowly began to see that people care a lot about things that aren't important. Like, you know, I will say, like, I was like, you know, semi-participant in the cyberbullying of, one of the members, old boyfriend. I thought it was really funny how we pointed out, you know, he's using the app Facetune a lot, clearly. Like, this is, whoa, that's a difference between that and that, like, from A to B, okay, before and after, that's crazy. And I like those posts. And, you know, the TikToks were cringe, I don't know, giggle, hee hee ha ha, giggle, hee hee ha ha. But I'm tired of it now, you know? And then, like, everybody's got something to say about, oh, here, Manon, oh, Megan, oh, Yoonchae. It's like, maybe there's just not been music released. That people are bored. The tour is over, people are bored, they just want to talk about something. I don't know. This is the least coherent part of this section. I just need to stop hearing about Cat's Eye. I think that people are really dragging it in terms of, like, the new single, like, Internet Girl. Like, oh my god, this sounds horrible. Okay. I listened to it. I didn't see that much of a problem. The thing that I don't like about Internet Girl is, like, Eat Zucchini. It just feels, like, really brain rotty. I saw someone say, like, oh, it's like a euphemism for, like, suck my dick. It's like a euphemism for that. That's interesting. Okay. I don't know. I just Eat Zucchini. Maybe we could have just been quiet for that part of the song. You know what I mean? And then, like, I think the weird thing about Cat's Eye is that I just see all of, like, their Western fan base, and here's the thing with these kinds of girl groups that I've realized, like, if you have the mentality, I don't know. It's just, like, very loud. It's very loud, in an annoying way about nonsense. And everybody feels so self-righteous about the whole situation. Everybody's like, oh my god, these people are so problematic. Oh my god, if you're saying this is problematic, you're so problematic. Oh my god. And, like, can't we all recognize that we're not doing a good for society? This is not good for society at all. Think about the trees you could be saving if you turned your phone off and went to bed. Bess! I don't know. Not coherent. I feel like I don't have clear thoughts about Cat's Eye right now. And, you know, who needs to have clear thoughts about Cat's Eye? I don't need to have clear thoughts about Cat's Eye. Oh, and then there's like a small addendum. This is not about Cat's Eye. This is about Inmix. And this is just something that annoyed me. I don't necessarily need to stop seeing Inmix information. But, like, I saw someone say, like, Blue Valentine is more experimental than Golden Recipe. Huh? What? What? What are you talking about? Blue Valentine is more experimental than Golden Recipe? They said Golden Recipe is not even an experimental song. No mas! Okay. Next. Final chapter, Diaspora Wars. 3 days into 2026, we've already got Black Americans versus Black British, Black Brits. What is the noun? Black Englishmen? I don't know what the noun is. Americans, British people. I don't know. Why? We gotta get on that, you guys. Okay, so first of all, feds. Technically speaking, that place over there does not have a federal government. Therefore, there are no federal agents. Okay, that's a fact. Another fact is that the word fed is produced first by a voiceless, what is that? Bilabial, no. That's bilabial. A voiceless labial dental fricative followed by a high-ish front vowel, lax high-ish front vowel, unrounded, and then at the end there is a voiced alveolar oral stop. Fed. So, and that's really all that the word is. If we hopped over and all of a sudden a community in Zimbabwe decided that fed referred to really cunty looking clouds, that wouldn't actually mean anything to the world at large. And these community would still, say fed to each other, understand what each other meant. That's all that there is in terms of word. That's all that it matters. And so, to pick this big of an issue with British people, like I get pointing it out and saying, that's pretty odd. That's about as far as I would say the conversation needs to go. Okay? Because on the one hand, like, yes, I do understand. And I am irritated by, the misappropriation of AAVE. I do think it's really strange that everybody on the internet has just decided they're going to sound like a black person. And they don't even understand. Like, when you type online, I don't think people get to the extent to which I'm reading people's tweets and going, okay, that's a black person. And then I see them post a face reveal and I go, oh, you're white, brown hair from Milwaukee. That's interesting. I don't think people understand the extent to which they are using other people's language. Like a whole community's language, like a whole culture's language. Like, I do understand frustration with that. I've experienced frustration with that. I don't think that I could say the same for the word fed. At least not to the extent where we have to do a multi-day long crusade. Like, can we just come together and hold hands for a second? Cool. Come on, just grab my hand. Come on, just grab my hand. Okay, are you ready? In the key of C. Yeah, are you? Okay. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya. I don't hear you singing. What the fuck? Like, it's not that serious. I don't want to see it anymore. We've got actual problems to deal with. We've got actual things that could be interesting to talk about. And we're sitting here talking about beds. And again, so many of these Twitter arguments boil down to I see the same sentence in different font. Same sentence with synonyms. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You guys are never going to agree. Can't we just agree that we're talking about things on a different level? Like, I think what people don't understand is that you can have... Somebody's been writing in my notebook. Do you see this? This is why I can't live with children. I don't want to see it anymore. Twitter algorithm, please stop. I don't want to see it. I think that's everything I had to talk about in terms of my Twitter algorithm. I'll make a small note here that, yes, I did call it Twitter, because that's what the website is called. And then, anything else I want to say? No, not really. I feel like this video was, I don't know. If you can pull a coherent thought out of this, let me know. I did say I would be posting more often, and I didn't lie. It's often. Get into it. I had to take a break for the holidays, you guys. And then also, there was a very, there was a traumatic event. So I had to take a break for trauma recovery. But like I said, 2026, I'm posting on here because I got stuff to say, you guys. I did private the old video, like the video that I posted. There was a video that I posted, something along the lines of, I'm not compatible with anyone on this planet, which I still think is true. And I stand by everything that I said. I just, I've got to keep a low-key profile for a little bit. And I just cannot be talking about jerking it the way I was talking about jerking it in that video. That was really crazy. And, don't expect for me to talk about those kind of matters in the future. I'm sorry, I know this is disappointing a lot of my genuine callers. But yeah, I just can't be, I just can't be doing all that. It was kind of crazy of me to do that in the first place. And I've noticed that, if I post every day, and if I keep that streak going for 4 days, I'll get, some sort of weird straggler. Hey, if that's you. I don't know why you would have gotten to this point in the video. This is not a good video. But yeah, that's interesting. I really want to collect, a collection of, this is, I have a different, account where, I watch big YouTubers, but this account I want to keep dedicated to, small, niche, rambling, random people vlogging. This is what I, that kind of mutual connection. I think it's so interesting. I think a couple summers ago, I got really into, just watching these random channels that would get, 30 views per video, and just, peering into people's lives. I thought that was a beautiful experience. So, this is me putting out my application for YouTube Mutes. Okay. Peace. Game's out. Eat your dinner, baby.